By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it even to the foundation. O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Do you know what it means?
You're saying they don't want to leave Zion? You'd rather kill every last one of the white legs?
Given those two choices, yes. In the best of all possible worlds, they would just leave us in peace. But they won't. I don't enjoy killing, but when done righteously, it's just a chore, like any other. Practiced hands make for short work, and the good Lord knows there's much to be done here.
So why are you talking to me about it?
Daniel and I don't agree on everything, but in our hearts, we both want what's best for the Sorrows and dead horses.
Right.
You've seen what the Whitelegs do, and I think you know what has to be done. If Daniel hears it from someone other than me, well, Zion may not be lost to us after all.
I need to think about it.
Of course. Think on it, and look in your heart. The light of the mind alone cannot dispel the whole world's darkness.
You have root of sacred datura?
Yes, I have the sacred datura here.
These roots make sacred vision tea. You drink, you see path before you. Ready?
I guess so. Let's do this.
Drink. Tea is strong. Tea is bitter. Wisdom is strong. Wisdom is bitter. You see? You go to cave. Find ghost of she. Lay ghost to rest. This your quest. Bring peace where was strife. Go.
Alright. Oh god. Oh shit. Oh god.
You will carry his word with you.
What are these voices I'm hearing in my head?
So, this is the ghost of She's lair. I was never brave enough to try to find it.
Wait, you're saying I was the first one to find it? Oh god. Oh. Oh. What the hell? Is that it?
Does ghost of she like quiet in grave?
Yeah, I think so. It's done.
Then visions of truth are at an end. Will you learn from truth? Maybe yes, maybe no. Only for you to decide. Here, take. Gift to remind you of visions. Use well, or sell to Courier trader. Either way, says much about you.
Oh yeah. Let me see this thing. Oh, cool. Thanks, man.
Katubiu.
Hello. So, what's your deal?
Waking Cloud is my name. I am midwife to the Sorrows. It sounds ill-omened, no? Midwife to Sorrows?
A little bit. I haven't seen any children around.
The children and the old have already been evacuated from the camp. They are safe enough, unless the Whitelegs come for us in force.
So what do you do when you're not delivering babies?
I tend to other hurts and sicknesses that afflict our tribe. I also scout the valley for the herbs I use in my medicines.
Alright. Alright. Let's talk about something else.
What would you speak of?
So, do you have any family?
I do. A fine husband and 3 children. I miss them each day, but I take comfort in knowing they are safe.
Safe? Where are they?
When we learned that Salt Upon Wounds had defiled Zion with his presence, Daniel ordered the children, the old, and the sick evacuated from the camp. My husband
Right.
volunteered to lead the hunters that went with them for protection. I try not to worry about them, but we have had no news for so long, and Daniel seems sad when I ask him about it. Sad and a little frightened.
Alright, well, I could talk to him. Maybe he'll open up more to me.
Perhaps he will. I sometimes feel he thinks he must protect me. If he has news, I would know of it.
Alright then. That's all I wanted to know for now.
Then I will look forward to our next speaking.
Alright.
I'm glad to see you're still with us. How can I help you?
Hey Daniel, tell me about Waking Cloud's family.
What do you want to know exactly? I'm sure she could tell you much better than I.
She said one of her births was difficult, and you helped her through it.
Oh, well, that's true. Waking Cloud is a talented midwife. She certainly brought more children into the world than I have. But there are some problems she's never dealt with. One of them came up when she was having her third child, and I really didn't do much. I'm surprised she mentioned it.
I see. Well, did you help the rest of her family leave Zion?
I did.
Did something happen?
Her 3 children are safe. They made it north weeks ago and met up with New Canaanites heading east. Her husband didn't make it. He died protecting their children from a white leg attack. Do not tell Waking Cloud. She is one of the only Sorrows who can communicate easily with us, and her tribe needs her to be strong right now.
It's her husband. Don't you think she has a right to know?
To everything, there is a season. Who are you or I to put this heavy burden on her now?
You're the new Canaanite who's supposed to help lead these people, not hide things from them.
I know, you're right. I shouldn't have hidden it from her in the first place. We can't fail here again. Zion can't become the next New Canaan. The Sorrows don't deserve that. They don't deserve any of this. Sometimes I look at them and wonder if they would have been better off if those old trails had stayed forgotten. If we had never found any of them. Tell Waking Cloud if you think that's best. I won't stop you.
Let's talk more later.
Until then.
Katubiu.
Hello, Waking Cloud. About your husband. I'm afraid he was killed by Whitelegs during the evacuation.
What? No. You must be mistaken. Daniel would have told me.
I'm afraid so. Daniel kept it from you because he thought the grief would distract you.
How dare he? What gives him the right? I thought Daniel was my friend, but he cares nothing for the Sorrows.
He was only doing what he thought it was best for the tribe. It wasn't an easy choice for him.
Perhaps. I will have to have a very long talk with Daniel when all of this is over. Thank you for telling me this truth.
Yeah.
Welcome back. What can I do for you?
Hello, Joshua. Falls Chalk seems like he's interested in seeing more of the world.
I thought he might. It's been some time since I've visited civilized places. I don't have fond memories of them. But I have always seen these places from the outside. I'd rather not influence him more than I already do. Why don't you talk to him?
You know that means I'm going to encourage him to leave, right?
Follows Chalk needs more guidance in his life. Just not from me.
Alright. So, can I ask you some personal questions now?
It's not something I enjoy, but I pray to God that someone may learn from my mistakes. What would you like to know?
So, let's start from the beginning. Were you always with the New Canaanites?
I was born in Ogden, what people came to call New Canaan. Things were more peaceful when I was growing up. When I was a young man, I went out into the world to do missionary work, as all New Canaanites do. I traveled along the Long 15 and followed 89 south into Arizona. Along the way, I met two men from a group called the Followers of the Apocalypse. Edward Sallow and Bill Calhoun. They came to teach the tribes. Calhoun was a good man. Edward was the one who got us into trouble down the road.
Was one of those men Caesar?
No, not then. Back then he was just Edward. Smart man.
Oh.
Young, but we all were. We thought we could hike into the Grand Canyon and talk to Blackfoots. We did. And the Blackfoots were friendly enough at first. But eventually... I've thought back to that day so many times. I must have mistranslated. Something must have been mixed up, because the Blackfoots decided we weren't going to leave. The rest is history, assuming Edward hasn't changed it.
And how did he end up as Caesar's legate?
This way lies the path to hell. Caesar needed me to translate. Translation became giving orders. Giving orders became leading in battle. Leading in battle became training, punishing, terrorizing. A series of small mistakes before a great fall. And I stayed in that darkness until after Hoover Dam. After I failed Caesar and he had me burned alive, thrown into the Grand Canyon.
And how'd you survive?
I survived because the fire inside burned brighter than the fire around me. I fell down into that dark chasm. The flame burned on and on. The next morning, I woke up and crawled out of the northern edge of the Grand Canyon, that cursed place. It took me 3 months to reach New Canaan. It was as though the prodigal son had returned. They welcomed me like I had never left. Never done anything to shame them. The fire that had kept me alive was love. Their love. God's love. I will never be able to repay the debt I owe to them. But I must try.
Alright. Can I ask you another personal question?
It's not something I enjoy, but I pray to God that someone may learn from my mistakes. What would you like to know?
What do you know about the war between Caesar and the NCR?
I try not to involve myself with matters of the Mojave anymore. All I know is from before the Battle of Hoover Dam.
Alright. Do you know about Mr. House?
I had heard of him, but when we were preparing to enter the Mojave, he didn't seem relevant to what was happening. From what I've learned since Hoover Dam, he handled the Mojave tribes in a fashion not entirely dissimilar from Caesar. It's too bad.
Alright. Are you in much pain? Is there anything I can do to help?
You are kind to offer, but no, there's nothing you can do. We don't use chems, but I learned long ago that I'm immune to their effects. It never stops burning. My skin. Every day I have to unwind the bandages and replace them with fresh ones. Exposing my body to the air is like living through it again. But it's better to be clean than comfortable.
Right. So, what can you tell me about Salt Upon Wounds?
He's a butcher. Believe me, I know the godless fire that burns in his heart. I've been burned by it myself. He's not the kind to let his subordinates do all the killing. No, he likes to have a hand in it, that spear of his. He's fashioned himself an abomination before the eyes of the Lord. I'm happy to serve as an instrument of divine justice.
Alright. So, what can you tell me about, all of the praying and God business of yours?
I am a New Canaanite. We believe we are the heirs of a spiritual tradition, given to our ancestors thousands of years ago. We have made and kept covenants with our Lord God to honor his laws. In exchange, we are promised eternal salvation after this life. A day will come when our Lord returns to judge us all. Until then, we must honor his laws and start others along the path of salvation if we can. That's why we trade with others and work the tribes. We have more than food and medicine to offer. Good news is our most valuable commodity.
Sounds like a good deal.
In a world filled with misery and uncertainty, it is a great comfort to know that, in the end, there is light in the darkness. Every day we move closer to our judgment. We must do our best to walk in the footsteps of our Lord and teach others how to do the same. For many of us, the road is a difficult one, but the path is always there for us to follow, no matter how many times we may fall.
Do you ever, fall?
Every day. Some days are harder than others.
Alright, Joshua, goodbye.
God be with you.
Good job getting those supplies to Daniel. If you were a dead horse, you'd get a tattoo for that.
Oh yeah. Alright, well, I want to talk to you, about your thoughts on civilization. I talked to Joshua about your thoughts on civilization.
Yeah? What did he say?
He said he has a hard time being objective about the whole idea and that I should give you advice.
He said that? Well, I guess you have been out there more recently than he has. So, what's your advice?
My advice, you should stay here with your people. You have a duty to them. And also, if you go out there, I think the Mojave is gonna chew you up pretty quickly. So, yeah, just stay here with your people.
I see. Well, thanks for your telling. I'd like a minute alone to think about this. Thank me.
All right, thank me.
Yaogwai. Even our strongest hunters could not hope to kill so many. There must be a nest nearby.
Yeah, I think it's called a den. But anyway, what do you propose?
Fighting so many at once is a dangerous prospect, unless you are a truly mighty warrior. This many so close together suggests a nest nearby. If we find it and destroy it, we might have better luck.
And how would we do that?
Did Daniel not give you some of the new Canaanites' fire clay? That could easily collapse a cave and trap the beasts inside. Look around and see if you can find a cave nearby. It may prove easier than slaying the beasts.
Alright, we better get to work then.
I stand with you.
Oh look, a cave. We found it. Alright.
Guide and protect. We should not be here.
What?
This place, it belongs to the Father in the caves. We must not profane it with our touch.
What are you talking about?
The Father in the caves. The Holy Father who gave the Sorrows his succor and gave the new Canaanites his son. Many of the caves around the valley are sacred to him, and those who would trespass are punished by holy wrath.
Alright, I understand. I'll respect your beliefs then, but we need to search the cave.
I understand. I would prefer to leave as soon as possible, though.
Alright, I promise. The fuck? Spore plants? Again?
I'm glad to see you're still with us. How can I help you?
Hello, Daniel. I checked on everything in the valley and got you the map of Grant's staircase.
I appreciate it. Well, that's it. This is all we need. Now all that's left is to quietly pack up and try to get out of here without being noticed. That's assuming that Joshua won't try to stop me. And that he hasn't talked you into fighting the Whitelegs despite what I've said. Don't worry, I don't hold it against you. You're an outsider. Fighting seems like the practical solution. I'll tell you again. There's more at stake.
I don't know, Daniel. I think Joshua's right. We should fight the White Legs.
No. Why? Why?
Well,
Haven't you seen enough of what's going on here to see that the Sorrows don't need to butcher the White Legs for a piece of land? What Joshua wants is more than an attack. He wants a slaughter. And he needs more than you and the dead horses to do it. The Sorrows can't be pushed into this. You and Joshua don't have the right to force them into it. Please, consider what I'm saying.
and you have the right to pull them off of their land?
I've already explained to them that we're leaving. They've accepted it. What is Joshua going to tell them about being a warrior? What are you going to tell them about how to live with themselves after they got lost in the moment, killed someone who didn't deserve to die? Or does that not matter? Is that just an acceptable consequence if it means holding on to this valley? Maybe there is no place left in this world for mercy. But even if it tramples me into the dust, I will never accept it. And I will never condone it. Joshua must be waiting for you. I'll stay here with the others as I told them I would.
Alright.
Thank you for this. I know Daniel doesn't approve, but destroying the Whitelegs is the only way to ensure the Sorrows can remain in Zion. You and I will lead a group of Dead Horse warriors and Sorrows hunters into 3 Marys from this position.
Right.
Our objective is to find the Whitelegs leader, Salt Upon Wounds, and prevent him from fleeing. Show no quarter to the Whitelegs we come across. Make no mistake about why we are here. This is an extermination.
Alright. Let's do it.
God be with you.
Let's do this. Ow! Stop that. I don't think so. Ow. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. The fuck?
This is taking too long. We can't let Salt Upon Wounds escape. I'm going to find a way around. God willing, we will finish this together.
Whoa. Oh. Alright. Hello, boys. Good to see ya. Good to see that everyone is up and about. That's right. Walks right into your trap there, buddy. Ow, thank you. Thank you for that. Do appreciate a good poisoning from now and then. So thank you. Thank you very much. At least it gives me an excuse to drink my patented Datura Anti-Venom, sponsored by Datura Anti-Venom. Get yours today. Thank you. Don't even try, my friend. Ow. Say goodbye, fucko. You too. See you later, alligator. Oh, whoa.
We warned you at Syracuse, and you persisted. You
Shit.
took advantage of us at New Canaan to drive us out. And like the dogs of Caesar you are, you followed us to Zion. And now you stand on holy ground, a temple to God's glory on earth. The only use for an animal in our temple is sacrifice. Kale wachane conserva ol. You understand me, don't you? Don't you?
Outman. Kunaman mad. He killed all white legs. You talk. You stop.
I would say that this isn't what I signed up for, but I think deep down this is exactly what I signed up for. The moment he attacked our caravan, killed everyone, except me, of course. That's all I wanted to do. But you know what? I'm gonna give you a chance. Defend yourself.
You can no ni kumpa me. They are you.
Of course, I have something that you don't have, which is the ability to pause time, so... Looks like the game was rigged from the start. Oh! You wanna play? Alright, let's play. I got a special surprise just for you. The fuck? He's too fast. There we go. Alright.
It's the same end he would have met if he had died on his knees. But I suppose this was for the sake of the dead horses and sorrows. Still,
Yeah.
thanks to your help and the grace of God, the Whitelegs won't be troubling Zion anymore. Let's go find Daniel. Tomorrow we'll be here soon enough. And there is much to do.
Alright, let's go. Let's go.
And so it was that the conflict between the New Canaanites and the Whitelegs was finally resolved. The Courier's involvement had tipped the scale, shifting the fragile balance of power.
Despite their defeat at Three Marys and the death of their war chief, the Whitelegs were determined to pursue the other New Canaanites. But when they finally tracked down their prey in Colorado, they discovered the tables had been turned. The Whitelegs who survived the New Canaanites' ambushes were hunted down by dead horses before they could reach the safety of the Great Salt Lake. When word of the Whitelegs' diminished numbers reached the 80s tribe, war was declared, and by year's end, the Whitelegs had been wiped out.
The Sorrows fought beside Joshua Graham and the dead horses, eradicating the threat the White Legs posed to Zion. When the Courier and Joshua Graham felled Salt upon Moons, their victory was celebrated with a great feast. The Sorrows' transformation from a peaceful, timid tribe into a proud and warlike people broke Daniel's heart. He tried to take solace in the knowledge that they would remain in Zion, but it was a small comfort. The sorrow's innocence was lost.
Having helped eradicate the Whitelegs from Zion, the Dead Horses returned to Dead Horse Point in triumph. They remained neutral toward the Sorrows, but as years went on, there were periods of competitive friction, even violence between the tribes. The new Canaanites, Daniel especially, intervened regularly as mediators, but found it difficult to reconcile the tribe's conflicts.
The defeat of the Whitelegs in Zion marked a turning point in the fortunes of the Happy Trails Caravan Company. Every 2 months, the caravan met with the new Canaanites in Zion Valley to trade. Happy Trails soon returned to prosperity. The vigilance of the Sorrows and Dead Horses in defending southwestern Utah, initially startling to Happy Trails caravans, soon proved a blessing. The tribes united against the 80s, driving them back from Highway 50, and thus opening yet another trading route for Happy Trails caravans.
Follows Chuck took the courier's words to heart and decided the big cities of the Mojave Wasteland and NCR were best left unexplored. Though he sometimes dreamed of distant lands, he continued to support his family at Dead Horse Point, and eventually, his wanderlust faded.
Waking Cloud was distraught when she learned of her husband's death, but took comfort from her tribe and the compassion of the new Canaanites. She forgave Daniel for having concealed her husband's fate from her, and learned to accept his fate. When her grief faded, she took a husband from the Dead Horse tribe. At her bidding, he stayed close to home.
Though the courier had stopped Joshua Graham from executing salt upon wounds, the war chief still fell in battle. The Whitelegs defeated at 3 Marys. Joshua led the Sorrows and Dead Horses in tending to their comrades and burning the corpses of their foes. He continued to advocate militant opposition to the enemies of New Canaan and showed little quarter to those he fought. And yet he was changed. He no longer reveled in the brutality and cruelty for which he had been known in his former life. His inner demons, if not extinguished, were at the least appeased.
For years after the defeat of the Whitelegs, Daniel did his best to minister to the Sorrows' spiritual needs. Try as he might, he could not hold back the tribe's increasing militancy and reverence of Joshua Graham. Demoralized, he returned to his family in Dead Horse Point. His failures haunted him for the rest of his days.
And with that, the courier walked out of the history of the tribes of Zion and back to the gathering storm of the Mojave Wasteland.
Thank you for scaring the shit out of me. Okay. Do I have to drink some sort of special anti-deutera poison? Am I fucked? What's going on here? There we go. Deutera antivenom. Thank you. Now if you scare me again, I'm gonna quit the game, alright? I'm just gonna quit. I don't even care if I saved or not.